All right, we are live. Just got to post up on the Rebel streams and recaps in order to announce said being live. We are ready to go. We got week 1 here for Division 5 of REL. You have myself, Gypsy Prince, and Rumblebee.
Hey guys.
We have a couple new things in store for you this week. A couple different layouts, a couple more setups. I put far too much effort into things coming into this, probably, I would say. But I hope that you enjoy some of the new content, and it helps us, as we're going forward and continuing through. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. So we've got a new prediction spreadsheet in which Rumblebee and myself put in predictions based on the different matchups for the week. We've got week 1 and week 2 set up. We do have results for week 1. And with that, we also have a CCL prediction. So as you're kind of reading this, looking at week 1, you'll see things that Dwarves hate. Has a 47% win rate, expectation based on the CCL matchups against Werewolf Wall Street, because Dwarves only win 48% of the time against Necro teams, regardless of TV, regardless of coach skill. That's just kind of, the average. And this data is provided by Slice based on over 270,000 matches played in the CCL. So these are not biased by any way to say one coach is better than the other. More or less just to say, did you defy expectations is kind of the way I like to look at it. And did you do better than kind of anticipated? We also have the Rumblebee picks here, as well as the picks that I provided for each matchup. And we had a lot of ties this week.
Yeah. You guys need to not tie as much, please.
It makes us look bad when we're predicting, and we're like, oh, this team's going to win. When so far, we only have 2 teams that have won, 2 teams that have lost. We've got three matches that are a draw. We've got 1 match Rumblebee. You want to tell us a little bit about what's going on with Corn, right? Got 1 team here. Corn's Glory with 10 cent.
Oh, Corn's Glory versus
Mystery Science Goats 3,000.
Yeah. Yeah, what it was is 10 coin actually didn't sign up. There was a clerical error and he got added to the sign up list, so he got a ticket, but he's not playing this season. So you guys won't have to schedule your game when you're playing against the admin bye week. It is just going to be a bye week. So sorry about that, but at least you guys get a week off.
Have you told Mystery Science Goats 3,000 yet? The news?
Yes. Yeah,
right.
I talked to Negative Pro earlier today.
All right. And there's one more game that's going to be played tonight, and I believe that was
Pretty sure it's live right now.
The Punimals and Starstruck, right?
No, it's
or Broken
Shazzle
Boys and
Bob.
Sugar and Spite. That's right.
Yeah. Khemri versus Dark Elf.
So we have our predictions on that. We won't be able to say whether we were right or wrong until after the game occurred. But just looking at kind of starting at the top here with things Dwarves hate versus Werewolf of Wall Street. Rumble, you want to talk us through a little bit of that match?
No.
You got your weekly summary open there, boy?
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
getting it open right now. So
you
go.
I'll take the first one then. So we had a pretty bloody battle here. Looks like there's a lot of injuries, specifically on Werewolf of Wall Street. Taking an MNG on his niggled Werewolf. He lost a guard stand firm, white, and then had a random zombie, didn't like a rake, ended up dying. It is kind of funny that the white that died is dead guy makes you dead, as unfortunately that happened to him instead. But looking at just the overall match, I mean, it definitely looks like things dwarves hate were throwing more blocks. They had way more armor breaks. They had 6 KOs and 5 casualties. So for it to be a 1-1 draw at the end of the match is either a credit to Werewolf of Wall Street for holding on with what he had, or maybe a snowball second half. Looking at development-wise, though, things dwarves hate did see not Rumblebee level up after, 2 games, I guess? He went from 4 SPP to 7, so we'll be interested to see what he picked up there. I'm assuming it's probably going to be either block or wrestle for a runner, right?
It's not Rumblebee is going to be his ball carrier.
Okay.
So I cheated. I actually looked up what he picked up. So he grabbed block.
And then for road trips with hobbits, the guard mighty blow. Did he take Sand Firm on him?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I only looked at the one named not Rumblebee.
Let's see. Yeah, it looks like he took. Oh wait, road trips with hobbits. He took tackle because that was a blitzer, right?
Yeah.
Cool. And then Werewolf of Wall Street didn't get any level ups in the game, unfortunately. So rough week for him. Held on, but couple deaths there. One of which with the white probably a little bit rough. Oh, so prediction wise, you took Things Dwarves Hate. I had Werewolf of Wall Street. It's a draw. I'm not going to penalize either one of us for a draw game, just because we said we thought someone would win. So as you look at the predictions on the top left, let's actually update this to week 1. We've got no one getting punished for that one. All right. Game number 2 that we're looking at, Sons of Sam versus Othworks. You want to take this one away from me, Rumble?
Sure. Which game is game number 2?
Sons of Sam versus the Othworks. This is our orc mirror match.
This was actually the first game of the division to get played, and it was everything you expected from an orc mirror, except it only happened to the Sons of Sam. They lost 2 blitzers and a black orc, all developed pieces. So they're now down 3 of their guard and 2 of their mighty blow. It was a brutal match. 59 blocks for the Othworks, 16 breaks, 3 KOs, 4 casualties, and 3 of them were deads. And on the flip side, 56 blocks for the Sons of Sam with only 4 armor breaks and 1 KO. So this game was just bad.
Yeah, it looks pretty one-sided based on those stats.
For the Sons of Sam, there's, 30% armor breaks on an orc team. You're not gonna have a good time. So I look forward to seeing if the Suns can rebound. I took a look at their team a little bit earlier, and they were able to replace some of their guys, but they're still in a hole for development now.
Well, at least next week, it looks like they got the bye week, so
losing a level 4 black orc first game of the season like that is gonna
that takes seasons to recover that kind of player.
Yeah. The blitzers will be fine. You can get another guard blitzer and 2 touchdowns. So.
Right. That's true. We have next up. We've got the Flyboys versus Flinging Fun. We've got humans versus the halflings here, and we both picked the humans, expecting them to come out on top on this matchup. But it actually became a draw. And it looks like it's really because the Flinging fun, they actually had a lot of armor breaks. So they had 8 KOs and a casualty. Probably some heavy work by the trees.
Hmm.
But it also looks like Flyboys took a lot of permanent injuries as well on top. So Niggle on their ogre that had stand firm, break, tackle, block. So Niggle on a block ogre is really unfortunate. I mean that and guard. So I mean that's a player that was going places. Had a level 4 lineman that was block, guard, tackle, take a movement bust. I don't think that's going to be enough to keep him from being used in the future. And then an
No, I
AV
mean,
bust on a rookie blitzer. I mean, he's probably toast if once he has cash.
yeah, no, the blitzer's toast, but even a minus move, block, guard, tackle. I mean, he's essentially a long beard now, so minus the AV9.
It's true.
So
He's still AV8 at least, so
yeah, so
the
he's worth
double to
one
get
thought.
guard definitely worth to keep him, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I
definitely for sure.
I'd probably keep the ogre too. I mean, Niggle isn't
AV,
great, but
you got to break the AV9 to get to that sweet, sweet niggle. So,
right. And
and
you don't get hit a lot as an ogre, especially on a team like this where that's the big strength piece. Uh,
yeah,
I foresee him probably sticking around, especially him having block. That seems like a really important skill. Playing an ogre team, I definitely can value how important having block on the team is. So definitely would want to probably keep him on the team. I'd have to double check to see if he got rid of him or not. But we did see a level up on Flyboy's other blitzer, the agility blitzers. So maybe he got something handy there. I'm gonna check out the player. Doesn't look like he's fired the ogre yet. Doesn't look like he fired the movement busted lineman, but does look like the blitzer that was AV busted's already been replaced. John Oda Boyd 6.0 replacing 5.0. So that guy, I guess, tends to get recycled pretty frequently. Um, but still, it's a pretty beat up team. I mean, this is the second Niggle that's going to be sticking with the thrower having one too. So um, a little bit beat up at this point. All right, we got the Punimals versus Starstruck.
we certainly do. Um, the curse that I sent out to Big Chuck fired off. He had his runner die. So he promptly named his next lineman after me.
Jeez.
So so I absolved him of his curse. But it was a high scoring affair. 2-2 for the game. Starstruck managed 55 blocks with one casualty, and it was that death. The Punimals not bringing a lot of pain, just managed to KO. Only 4 armor breaks for them. But they did manage to level up their Witch Elf, which is their Wrestle Strip Ball one. So he'll probably be taking tackle.
Looks like he took
On
sidestep on that one.
what did he? That's it. Big Chuck, don't make me send my curse back at you, man. You always do what I say, all right?
Well, I know it looks like his other Witch Elf also has sidestep, so probably just looking for the bit of trickery with that because he's got 2 sidestep blitzers as well with tackle.
Yeah, sidestep is annoying.
Yeah,
So,
it's one of the things that make elves really strong is being able to get that blood step pretty easily.
mhm.
And yeah, Big Chuck's saying I play the sidelines. With a frenzied player like this, I could definitely see that being a way to go. Whether or not
Oh,
it's
right,
Rumble's
we're on
approved way.
stream. Yeah, right, we're on stream. I was like, how is he talking to you?
Right? I read his mind while we're doing this, and it just comes so clear to me.
Uh,
But
so,
otherwise, there really wasn't too much. I mean, one dead player, only the one Witch Elf leveled, so In that
Yeah.
case, it really didn't hurt either team, and a 2-2 draw is really just giving a little bit of SPP to each side. Each had a successful catch slash pass.
Hmm.
So
Just the one casualty, and it was on.
it's not a level 2 blocker or runner. So, I mean,
Yeah, it's not anything that can't be replaced really easily.
we've got Mystery Science Goat 3000 versus Chrome Glory. That is now an admin bye week. I'll probably just.
Mhm.
And if I was the entire division, I would be thankful. I don't know if you guys have looked at Corn's Glory and all that it is, but I'm going to just pull this up, and if you have AV that's higher than 7, you would be facing off against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 claw pieces, a whole bunch of Mighty Blow. Starting to get some tackle in there as well. Count yourself lucky and thank your stars and gods and goddesses and anyone else that you pray to that they decide to take the season off, because that is a brutal.
He likes to play the meme team supreme. He took Mighty Blow first on almost every single player.
It's brutal. Ugh. So, feel yourselves to be quite fortunate that that is not what you have to go against. So, Mystery Science Goats, congratulations on your free money and a couple SPP. Rumble, are you going to be processing the division then tonight after the game's over, or?
Yes, as soon as
Broken Boys and Sugar and Spite?
yeah.
Shazzle Bob and Walking Carpet are done with their game. Looks like when we first started, Shazzle Bob said that they were on turn 10. So
Okay, cool.
they should be done here at least in the next half hour to an hour.
Yeah, as soon as the game's over, I'll roll the week for you guys, which will involve me doing some fancy behind the scenes admin stuff.
Right? It's very difficult.
Oh,
I've
yeah,
never
super
done
hard.
it.
It's easily gonna take me an hour to go through and do that one game.
Really?
You guys are real lucky that I'm here.
I didn't realize
No.
admin
No, man, it takes
games take
30
that much
seconds.
work. Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
I just have to go in and randomly dice roll two MVPs and a touchdown.
Okay. On the free channel thing.
Yeah, the bye week dice hall.
They're apparently now on turn 12. Shazzlebob is in chat keeping us up to date with the match.
Oh, that's good.
Shazzle, what's the current score? Takes Rumble an hour.
Who said that?
CR
That sounds
boys.
like an NPA. Oh,
No.
okay. All right, hey, I'm gonna be right back.
All right.
I gotta step away for a second.
It's currently 1-0 Shazzle's favor. All right, then I will cover off Crawdad Zydeco experience versus the Royalton Circus. This was Humans versus Kislev, and it was a match that we were split on who we thought were going to win. And it looks like Royalton Circus picks it up. It was predicted slightly that way by the CCL matchups, so for once, Kislev has a winning record against the team, and I guess it's Humans. Looking at kind of what happened in that game, looks like there really wasn't that much of a disparity between armor breaks and KOs and casualties. Looks like the human team, Crawdad, Zydeco, I don't know if I want to say that each time. Looks like Crawdad had a really high armor break percentage, but didn't really turn that into anything too crazy. They each had 4 KOs. He was up 2-1 in the injury department, in which he created an MNG on one of the blitzers for Royalton Circus. So if you've got him next week, which would be Flyboys, you're looking at one less diving tackle block mighty blow player that you have to deal with. Did he level up? There was a couple level ups that occurred from the game. Crawdad had a catcher go from being a rookie to getting his first level. So that's dodge catch, and curious what he picked up the Z experience. Maybe that could work too. Um, so the Shasheri number 2 is the one that leveled. Looks like he took a wrestle on the catcher that leveled up. And then for the Kislev team, we had a couple levels here. One on a catcher and another one on a lineman, an agility block lineman at that. So let's see what Crazy Legs Leo picked up. Looks like he picked up Frenzy, so he's got a Frenzy block agility 4 lineman. Interesting choice. It's not his first agility 4 lineman, so the other one has block and tackle. Okay. He's definitely getting some good skill ups on those players. And then Grungy Carney Jeb, the catcher, looks like he picked up tackle. So he's got a lodge step tackle catcher as well.
I like the frenzy on the Agi up because now he can 2+ leap into frenzy position to surf. So he can surf from all kinds of different locations now.
Yeah, he could definitely use a guard piece. He does have one catcher with guard that could jump in with him, and then you've got a pretty reliable 2-die hit on most ball carriers. So as long as you can get rid of some of the guard, or if there's, as long as the cage doesn't have guard all around it like dwarves or something, that gives him a good possibility of doing something there. So for the week, that puts me at 100% correct in predictions. It puts Rumble at 50% and CCL at 50%. The only thing being is we've got the ongoing game for Shazzlebob, and that's it. I'll have to figure out what I do for the admin wins, since that person should win every week. I don't want to give us free credit for that. Let's take a quick look at what's coming up on week 2 here. We have Werewolf of Wall Street taking on Crawdad Zydeco Experience. We did see a fair bit of injuries for Werewolf on Wall Street. And not too much for Crawdad.
Normally I would give the Necro to Human matchup to the Necro, but they're missing one of their wolves next week, and they just lost that white.
Mm-hmm.
So they're down some of their guard, and he's down his Mighty Blow wolf. So I think I'm gonna side with the humans on this one.
Yeah, I might have to swap mine to the humans as well. I was doing it based on racial projections rather than what their teams looked like from the last week, but
no, it's set in stone, man. People are looking at it.
All right. That's true. CR Boys says he can take the Star Wolf instead, and
oh, Cheney is a lie. Safe Blitzer, my beautiful ass. Last time I took Cheney on my Necro team, he dub-skulled 4 times.
Oh, jeez.
I was furious.
Yeah, I don't tend to pick up a lot of loners, so I don't tend to, or at least I don't tend to attack with any of them on the teams that I actually get them, so I'm not blessed to have that same kind of curse. Second game of the week, we got Mystery Science Goats versus Broken Boys. We got a Chaos versus Khemri. And we both went on the side of Khemri for that matchup.
Yeah, Broken Boys are in a good spot. They can easily outstrength the Chaos, and I think he'll just bully him around, having the cheap foulers, and just Goat goes down, Goat gets fouled. I think it's going to go in the Khemri's favor.
Yeah, and I chose Khemri just because I'd like to see Khemri do well. I feel like Khemri has a lot of things that can kind of counter them, and so I'm rooting for them when they have the opportunity. So if there's an Ogre team in here, I'd probably root for them a fair bit too, except for it's my Stunty Cup, you can't win it. So only partially rooting for them. So we'll see how that one goes. We've got the Punimals versus Sugar and Spite. This is a Dark Elf mirror match. We both took the Punimals. I think Punimals had a little bit more development between the two teams, so that's why I went that route. Sugar and
I went
Spite
that
being
route because I
good.
promised him I would because he named a player after me.
I mean, they are missing a Blodge Step Blitzer on Sugar. Oh no, that should be coming back for Sugar and Spite after this current game. I went Puntables because I think they're a little bit more developed. They do have a full season behind them as well. So I think maybe he's got a little bit more experience. Now, I don't know how the break off between the two is going to, work out. Who's the better Dark Elf coach? I think it's going to be a coin flip, and it's probably going to be a draw, to be honest. I think a lot of these... I'm so used to playing Clan League and stuff where there is no draw. Somebody has to win. So now we're looking at regular season stuff. It's like, oh, well, a draw happens probably a lot higher than one team winning or the other one losing. So, as we've seen so far, especially in cases where it's a pretty close matchup between the two teams. We've got Flyboys versus Kislev, Royalton Circus. So we have another human versus Kislev matchup. You went with humans, I went with Kislev. I'm thinking Kislev can go 2 for 2 in the human off.
No.
No. Well, and I'm trying to think who. The other human team had a draw this week, right? Flyboys. Yeah, if Flyboys can't beat Halflings, I don't know.
Some of us just can't beat Halflings, man. All right.
That's fair.
Some of us lost our division to Halflings.
As dwarves.
Yeah, Halflings aren't the underdogs people really think they are.
I need to scroll through here and see what that Halfling versus Dwarf. Yeah, Halflings have a 24% chance to beat Dwarves when based on CCL ladder. I mean, that's worse than Orcs. That's worse than humans. I think it's probably the worst matchup for Halflings, and you somehow lost that still.
Yeah, AV6 was unbreakable, and Larkstar's good.
Well, Larkstar did prove to, do better than people expected.
Yeah. Larkstar almost beat Sage with that Halfling team, so I don't want to hear it from you guys ever again.
And Mr. Christie says, in Flyboy's defense, I was set to just win that game, but then Flyboys made a miracle play in order to tie the game up.
Well, you can tell Mr. Christie that he would have won if he had a player named after me. Actually, you don't have to tell him. He can hear it.
I was going to say, someone can tell him. That's not coming out of my mouth. So next we got Sons of Sam versus the bye week.
That's somebody picked the bye week.
That was before I knew it was a bye week. We'll just remove that from an option.
Oh, not an option, man. You have it listed. Everyone saw it.
So that should give Sons of Sam a little bit of time to recover. I think him buying the Black Orc right away is good. If he can maybe get one of the MVPs on the Black Orc, that would be step one towards getting things back on track again. You said he had already replaced at least one or two of the players, right?
Yeah, it looks that way.
So, and then he'll be getting that double admin money, so he might be able to be back up to a full roster before he comes in the following week and plays off against humans. We've got
hopefully the bug that doesn't let us actually roll money helps him.
Right.
Because I'll roll the money, but 9 times it's just Cyanide is just going to do what Cyanide wants to do.
Yeah, from what I hear, everything admin-wise is just annoying. Like I've done a little bit with Clan League from being a clan leader last season, but I haven't had to deal with nearly the number of things that can go wrong. So
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not intuitive.
I do remember ticketing this season. It was just annoying because I would type in someone's name, I would invite them to the league, and then I'd click back, but that would bring you back outside that division. And it's like, no, I needed to click on a different thing instead and then add the next person. Ugh, frustrating.
Yeah, yeah, no, it wasn't. It wasn't good.
So second to last match here, we got Things Dwarves Hate, the Dwarves, versus Starstruck, the Humans. So that's going to be a match off between Captain Induce and uh, Tim Nielsen. CCL
Yeah,
gives it to be a 50-50 chance either way. Looks like we're split on the two as well.
I don't know. I'm expecting big things out of Rumblebee, or not Rumblebee, rather.
Not Rumblebee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm telling you, if you guys want me to vote for your team, just name a player after me, and I will vote for your team 100% every single time.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Starstruck because just all the stat freaks on his team. Like he has almost a one-turner blitzer, like double movement up, and the double agility blitzer, and just so many things in there that he can score quick and often if need be. So uh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's why I'm rolling that way this time.
No.
And then lastly, we've got the Authorks versus Mr. Christie and his halflings. So he goes from fighting off humans to going against orcs, and I thought you were gonna pick halflings for that one. Did you change your mind
I thought was
with the
the
beat up?
other. Yeah, I thought it was the other orc. I don't think he's going to be able to beat the healthy orc team.
Yeah, no, that healthy orc team is pretty scary looking
Yeah,
for
I don't.
Authorcs.
I wouldn't even want to play the healthy orc team.
So let's just quick pull that up. Yeah, he's got so much guard. He's got a tackle palm pro with Mark Twain. Like he's just gonna be popping halflings for star player points. I know the halfling trees can do some work, but I think they have a lot of difficulty when you get outnumbered, and other teams have a lot of guard, and having the strength 4 of the black orcs means they can sit one black orc on the tree and just keep knocking it over with enough guard
Yeah.
that it has to stand up. You don't really want to use your blitz on a tree that's standing up because that just means you're going to not blitz on a 50% chance, basically, from trying to get up. Then again, I think Christie may have had. Didn't he have like a movement tree? So maybe that's less of an issue. I recall he had just crazy trees. Oh, strength tree. That's right. And then movement halfling and agility halfling and another movement halfling. That's right. He has a lot of crazy halflings as well. That's the thing about these higher divisions. I'm so used to playing on fresh teams and fresh divisions that seeing teams like this and it's like, hey, we have all these skill ups and stat ups and almost a legendary halfling. Like it's not something you necessarily expect to see. But yeah, the TV difference between these two teams are going to be pretty big. So halflings will probably get their deep root. They'll probably get their chef. So I think the chef in an orc matchup may be a little bit less important. But I know like halflings are the bane of my ogres because I only have 2 rerolls. So I swear they steal both of them every time. It just becomes very difficult. So that's kind of all of our predictions for week 2. And we covered off everything for week 1. We have not done any coach interviews as of yet, so we'll. I don't know if we'll be getting to it this weekend with Thanksgiving and everything. It's kind of hampering some of our schedules. I know I'm going to be really busy Thursday evening through Sunday afternoon. So maybe I can get to something Thursday morning if one of the coaches is available, or on Sunday or Monday before we do this rollover. But I do have other games I need to play. I've got my Ogre matchup I'm trying to do tomorrow night, and then Clanley drafts are starting, so I'll be doing that at least. You've got your. Do you have any good matchups coming up, Rumble? Your dwarves playing anyone fun next week?
I am playing a Chaos Dwarf team.
Ugh. I suppose he
I
doesn't have
know.
a lot of claw yet, but this is where you make
No,
your
I don't.
money, right?
I don't think he has any claw yet.
Okay.
Actually, like he had two mighty blow guys that were ready to level with one casualty.
Okay.
So maybe he was able to focus the SPP, but I don't know. I actually didn't look at his team yet.
And I'm playing the David with my ogres, so it'll be
Oh,
ogres versus wood elves. So I'm
the
not
the
necessarily
meme
looking
lord.
forward to that.
No, he's gonna. I really hope he plays that hyper aggressive.
I
You'll
mean,
kill half his team, but
yeah.
he'll beat you 6-0.
No, I'm hoping he plays hyper aggressive, so I get to punch him a whole bunch because he scored so many touchdowns in the first half that I pitch clear him, and I end up winning because of all the default touchdowns that come through.
Show him that ogres are better at passing than elves are.
It's true, I did make one pass last week. Um, but yeah, I think that's all we've got for this week. You have any other admin things you want to give to your division as notes or anything?
I'm sorry, you cut out.
Do you have anything else admin wise that you want to give to your division before we call it?
Uh, no, all I had was just to let you guys know that Corn's Glory is going to stay a bye week for the season. And just post to Reddit. Obviously, you don't have to if you're playing Corn's Glory, because no one's going to answer you, and you're going to get the admin win anyways. But just make sure you post to Reddit because it'll make my life a lot easier come Tuesday when I'm trying to chase you all down. So just try to have something up by Saturday if you can.
And are you planning on? You're planning to roll tonight. Are you doing admin stuff Tuesdays then after our videos, or what's kind of your expected schedule for that for admin wins?
Admin stuff will typically get rolled Wednesday after I get home from work. So usually about 4 o'clock Central Time. So that way people have the most time that they can. Bye weeks I might roll on Tuesdays. So while you're all doing the stream with us, I might just roll it live while we're here.
F it,
So I
let's
can
do it live.
laugh maniacally when I send all your MVPs to linemen.
Yeah, wouldn't be the first time you've done that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Remember.
and maybe next week we can do one of the game replays. We'll see. We'll see how many things we can fit into a week. I know we want to get one of the coach interviews in. I know initially Big Chuck was volunteering, so I'd love to get him in for that. I'll probably work up some questions here this week to send his way, and then yeah, we'll get that brought in. And I don't know, I might just start doing some game replays throughout the week when I'm bored. I don't always have time to play a full game, so maybe I'll do a game recap and go through and just add commentary and do that from time to time and post it to you guys on Division 5. Anyway, that's all I got. So we'll catch you folks next week.
Yeah, same bat time, or no, same bat channel, maybe a little bit earlier bat time. We had some nephew Christmas recital stuff holding us back this week.
It's true. It should be 7 p.m. Central, theoretically, from here on out.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry I'm a good uncle.
All right. Have a great night.
All right.